Hi there, everybody. Thanks for visiting lanksports.com. Alongside Jeff Reinhardt, I'm Keith Schweigert with a preview of one of our two District 3 Class AAA semifinal previews. The first is the 13th seed Cocalico going up against number 8 Conrad Weiser. This game will be Friday night at 7 p.m. at Conrad Weiser. Jeff's going to be blogging live from it.
Sure.
And Jeff, this one should be a shootout, I think. A lot of points coming up. Two very good offenses going at it here. We know all about Cocalico's, obviously. They've been putting up some big numbers all year. Conrad Weiser can do it as well. They were ranked 3rd in Berks County this year in total offense. They averaged 376 yards per game, 35.7 points per game, so they can damage some scoreboards.
Oh, yeah.
They have 3 very good players on offense. The first is DJ Robinson, kind of a good all-around threat at running back. He has 1,387 rushing yards and 23 touchdowns this year. Also, 22 catches, 479 yards, and 4 scores. So he's pretty much the main cog on the offense. They also have a very good quarterback in Mike Oliveto. He has about 2,000 yards passing, just a yard or two under 2,000, 20 touchdowns through the air. He's also close to 1,000 on the ground, 962 yards and 9 scores on 152 carries. The Scouts' top receiver is a big, imposing tight end, 6'5", 220-pound Matt Weiser. He has 46 catches for 948 yards and 10 scores. And, Jeff, from what we understand, he's already getting some low-level Division I offers.
Yeah, some MAC offers.
So very good weapon there on offense.
Oh, yeah.
As I said, 376 yards, 35 points a game. Very dangerous both through the ground and in the air. So it's going to be a pretty good challenge for Cocalico's defense here, Jeff. How do you see the Eagles matching up?
Cocalico's defense has been quietly pretty sneaky good. Mm-hmm. They're still like 5th in the league. I know there's only 2 teams left, but they're only giving up like 260 yards a game. And they held Susquehanna Township to 7 points last week.
Yeah, very
and I know
impressive.
we both picked Hannah last week. So Cocalico's defense has been sneaky good. Offense has been great, and we've been saying this for 4 weeks now. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Austin Hartman has just been a horse since he's been back.
He has.
Did it again last week, 173 yards, couple touchdowns. Kevin Antol had a couple of touchdowns. You're right. This has like 40-35 written all over it.
Yeah.
If it's a dry night, I think both offenses are really good here. This DJ Robinson kid is a player. He's electrifying. They'll do wildcat. He'll take some snaps. They'll put him in the slot. They'll run jet sweeps. He had the long touchdown run against Manheim Central last year in the semifinal game. Central spanked him pretty good. I think it was 42-7, but Robinson had the really long touchdown run. He's a really impressive player. Oliveto is sort of a converted wideout type. So he took over quarterback this season, and he's been great, like you mentioned. 1,999 passing yards, almost 1,000 rushing yards. These guys can really, really, get down the field and score.
With Oliveto, too, he's a first-year quarterback. He's only been picked off 6 times.
How about that?
So he's doing a good job of managing that offense.
Yeah, he is top-ranked passer in Berks. QB rating just under 200, and 200 is outstanding. So this has shootout written all over it. Cue the scoreboard operator.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be some points here on Friday, seriously.
I think an encouraging sign for Cocalico here is Weiser has a decent defense, but they're not a world beater necessarily. They give up 274 yards and 24 points a game. So teams have been getting their yards and their points against them all year long. And keep in mind, they lost their last 2 regular season games coming into the playoffs. So they've sort of turned it around now that the playoffs started. They knocked off top-seeded Greencastle Antrim last week. So, obviously they've got it rolling now, but it's not impossible to move the ball against these guys, and they are more susceptible against the run than they are against the pass game, which plays right into Cocalico's hands.
Big time,
really.
Big time. Would you have bet that the 13 seed and the 8 seed would still be standing
in the
there?
semifinals? Go figure, right?
How about that? Interesting.
As we learned last week with our picks, that's why they play the games.
Why they play the games, yes.
Speaking of, what's your prediction here?
I want to say Cocalico. I think one of the 2 LLs is going to win. And I know LS has a heck of a matchup with McDevitt, but Cocalico to me just seems like this. They're just riding this magic ride. They've won 4 in a row. They got their whole team back. They're healthy. These teams are familiar with one another. They scrimmage every year. The coaches went to college together, so they know each other. They saw each other in August. I'm going to pick Cocalico. I hate to sound like a homer, but I just love the way they're playing right now. Their defense has been really, really good, and I think Austin Hartman is the X factor. And if he goes off again, 175 plus, I think Cocalico can win. So I'll go Eagles here in some kind of a wacky shootout, 38-35 game.
Well, if you're a Cocalico fan, you don't want me picking you because I haven't picked the Eagles yet in the playoffs, and they're just rolling right on through it. So I'm not going to bestow the Schweigert kiss of death on them this week. I'm going to take Conrad Weiser. I think it's going to be a very close game. I certainly think Cocalico is capable of winning.
Sure.
They're on a great roll here, and kudos to them for not pitching it in when they were 3-5.
Sure.
After 8 games, they've really turned their whole season around. I think, as I said, they're very capable of moving the ball and getting their points against Weiser.
Yes,
I just give the Scouts a little bit of an advantage because it's a home game. I know that's kind of overrated in high school, but Weiser can do a little bit more offensively as well.
With the passing game.
With the passing game, they can hurt you both ways. I think they're going to be a little bit more of a challenge for the Eagles' defense. So I'm going to lean Weiser's way slightly. It will not stun me if Cocalico wins the game, though.
Okay, sounded like a safe pick.
Yeah.
Covering all your bases there. Well done.
Absolutely. So there you have it. That's our preview for the first of our 2 semifinal games. As I mentioned, Jeff is going to be blogging live from this one. I'll be blogging live from the LS McDevitt game. We'll bring you updated scores from across the district on both of our live blogs and on the ticker across the top of the main page. And Jeff and I will recap both of the local playoff games on Friday night after the finals. And thanks again for visiting lanksports.com, and enjoy the game on Friday night.